September 2025 changed how we look at Walmart shelves forever. Foods once sold as staples, eggs, shrimp, salad kits, even bread, are now being tied to recalls, hospitalizations, and deadly outbreaks. Nearly 100 illnesses from contaminated eggs, radioactive shrimp slipping past U.S. ports, and even mold hiding in snack cakes. If this is what we call affordable groceries, what's really the price we're paying? Ask yourself, how many products in your fridge or pantry carry risks you'll never see coming? When one federal report links more than 20 food recalls in a single summer, is it still safe to trust the biggest retailer in America? This is the Downturn Report, where the truth gets personal. Today we reveal 10 foods at Walmart you must avoid at all costs after September 1st, 2025, because your health, your wallet, and your peace of mind are on the line. Number 1. Eggs. You crack an egg expecting the golden promise of breakfast, only to find that same shell could be harboring a microscopic ambush. After September 1st, 2025, Walmart shoppers can't take eggs for granted anymore. What should be the cheapest, most dependable protein in the American fridge has turned into a roulette wheel of salmonella. It's the kind of betrayal that doesn't just upset your stomach, it shakes your trust in the simplest staple. In late August 2025, Country Eggs, LLC, the supplier behind Sunshine and omega-3 golden cage-free brown eggs, issued a sweeping recall. The FDA and CDC tied those eggs to a salmonella enteritis outbreak, sickening 95 people across 14 states, with 18 hospitalizations already confirmed. Sold under familiar brand names like Nagatoshi Produce, Mizuho, Nijia Markets, and Country Eggs, the tainted cartons were stocked in Walmart, Safeway, Ralph's, and beyond. Officials ordered customers to trash them immediately and disinfect every surface they touched. One forgotten carton in the back of your fridge could be a live grenade. Why does this sting so deeply? Because eggs are survival food for households living paycheck to paycheck or social security check to social security check. Seniors and families depend on eggs for affordable nutrition. To learn that your humble scramble could send you to the ER feels like a double cross with no apology. That carton you thought was safe now looks more like a cracked promise. But Walmart aisles aren't barren. Safer swaps still exist. Eggland's best cage-free eggs with rigorous salmonella testing. Vital Farms pasture-raised. Eggs offering traceable sourcing. Happy Egg Co. Free-range eggs with smaller, inspectable cartons. Simple Truth organic eggs from Walmart's own stricter line. And Egg Beater's original liquid eggs, pasteurized and bacteria-free. These options give you something the recall stole, a sense of control over your health. So ask yourself, if the most ordinary breakfast food can betray us, what else in Walmart's aisles is waiting to snap that fragile shell of trust? Share your stories, your safe swaps, and your fears, because until the system changes, vigilance is the only seasoning that keeps breakfast safe. Number 2. Salad Kit. You grab a honey balsamic salad kit from Walmart's produce aisle, thinking you've scored a shortcut to health. Crisp greens, tangy dressing, a neat little box that promises freshness without fuss. But on August 26, 2025, that healthy hack turned into a Trojan horse. Instead of honey balsamic dressing, some kits carried Asian sesame ginger, smuggling undeclared sesame and soy. For anyone with allergies, that's not a minor slip. It's a potential trip to the ER. The FDA recall covered 6 and 8.3 ounce packs sold not only at Walmart, but also Kroger and other retailers, across 25 states from California to New York. Best Buy dates stretched through early September, meaning the danger wasn't just theoretical. It was already sitting in refrigerators. The problem? The outer packaging still read honey balsamic. Families who trusted that label could have served sesame-laced greens to kids or seniors without a second thought. This isn't just paperwork gone wrong. It's personal betrayal. Sesame allergies affect an estimated 2 in every 1,000 Americans, while soy allergies hit children hard. Reactions can escalate from hives to anaphylaxis in minutes. For retirees or working-class families with little room for medical bills, that kind of hidden risk is not a glitch. It's a breach of safety and trust. Think of it like swapping your car's seatbelt for a frayed rope. You didn't consent, you didn't notice, but the danger is baked into the substitution. That's how a salad, the poster child of health, morphs into a threat lurking in plastic. But the path forward isn't despair. It's smarter choices. Alternatives exist that won't gamble with your health. Fresh Express Caesar salad kits offer simplicity without soy-based dressings. Taylor Farms ranch kits keep labeling straightforward. Market-side spinach and arugula mix ditches dressing entirely, leaving control in your hands. Kroger's Simple Truth Italian kits flag allergens clearly, while Organic Girl baby greens paired with your own dressing give flexibility and transparency. Each swap strips away the hidden danger and hands power back to you. So here's the haunting question. If even a humble salad can lie, what else in the grocery aisle is slipping past unnoticed? Would you trust a prepackaged kit again? Or will you take control by reading labels, mixing your own, and demanding better oversight? Number 3. Shrimp. You reach for frozen shrimp in Walmart's freezer aisle, thinking it's the budget-friendly shortcut to a quick dinner. Toss it in a stir-fry, drop it into pasta, maybe save a handful for gumbo next. Sunday. But in August 2025, the curtain got ripped back. Those great value shrimp weren't just carrying ocean brine. They were carrying traces of cesium-137, a radioactive isotope more fitting for a nuclear waste barrel than your kitchen table. That's not dinner, that's betrayal served icy cold. The FDA recall hit hard, yanking tens of thousands of packages sourced from Indonesia's BMS Foods. Testing clocked radiation at 68 becquerels per kilogram. Yes, technically below the FDA's acceptable threshold of 1200. But let's not kid ourselves. That's still around 100 times higher than natural background levels, sneaking into your freezer like a slow-motion saboteur. Bananas might naturally carry a whiff of radiation, sure, but you don't eat them for dinner 7 nights a week. Shrimp, on the other hand, can quietly stack exposure if you rely on them for protein. For retirees with weaker immune systems or families already juggling medications, this isn't low risk. It's one shrimp cocktail away from chronic damage, and the betrayal didn't stop with great value. Aquastar cocktail shrimp, Arctic Shores, Sandbar, Best Yet, First Street, and Great American Brands all got pulled into the same radioactive dragnet. Over 60,000 packages vanished from freezers coast to coast. Customs officers had already flagged suspicious containers in Los Angeles, Houston, Miami, and Savannah. Yet somehow some shipments slid past and landed right back in your grocery cart. It's a classic corporate shuffle. Act shocked after the fact, then issue a recall letter while families are left wondering if last night's shrimp scampi was a loaded gun. This is why the recall feels so personal. For seniors, frozen shrimp is supposed to be a rare, affordable indulgence. A little luxury without the steakhouse bill. Instead, Walmart's value turned into radioactive roulette. It makes you question every aisle. If shrimp can glow in the dark, metaphorically, what's waiting behind the next frosted door? You're not powerless, though. Safer choices are within reach. Wild-caught Gulf Coast shrimp, vetted by NOAA, carry clear origins. BAP 2-star plus certified farm shrimp from the U.S. undergo stricter audits than most banks. Aquastar's organic Costa Rican shrimp, when clearly labeled, sidesteps Indonesia entirely. Or pivot to budget staples. Frozen Alaskan pollock fillets or canned wild-caught albacore tuna deliver clean protein without the nuclear aftertaste. Each option brings transparency and restores the dignity Walmart stripped away. So here's the gut punch question. When your own freezer can double as a fallout shelter, what does food safety even mean anymore? Share your story. Was your shrimp stash part of the recall? Did it feel like a warning shot or just another corporate shrug? And most importantly, what safe, affordable seafood do you actually trust to feed your family? Because in the end, protecting your plate isn't just about avoiding radioactive shrimp. It's about refusing to let corporations gamble with your health while calling it a bargain. Number 4. Chicken Alfredo. You slide a market-side chicken fettuccine Alfredo into the microwave, expecting creamy comfort after a long day. It's Walmart's promise of lazy sophistication. Pasta, chicken, sauce, done. But what should have been your easy win turned out to be a biological booby trap. By June 2025, Fresh Realm Inc., the supplier behind Walmart's market-side trays, was forced to recall those meals after a Listeria monocytogenes outbreak ripped through 13 states. Let's cut through the fog. 17 confirmed cases, 16 hospitalizations, 3 deaths, and 1 devastating fetal loss. These weren't just numbers. They were seniors, mothers, and working families. People who trusted a tray of pasta and got ambushed. The CDC and FDA didn't guess. They traced the DNA fingerprints of the bacteria straight from patients back to the Alfredo, turning dinner into forensic evidence. And here's the part that should shake you. The warning signs were already there. Routine environmental testing at Fresh Realms facilities flagged Listeria back in March 2025. A contaminated batch was destroyed, but not before the pathogen found its way into production. By the time the public heard about it, those meals were already parked in home freezers across America. A tray of Alfredo became less about comfort food, more about an uninvited siege against the immune system. Why does this sting so sharply? Because frozen on trays are more than calories. For seniors on fixed incomes, for tired workers coming off double shifts, they're supposed to be reliable safety nets. Instead, they became Trojan trays, wrapped in plastic, delivering pathogens disguised as pasta. For high-risk groups, the elderly, pregnant women, the immunocompromised, the betrayal is brutal. Listeria doesn't whisper. It storms the body with convulsions, fevers, even meningitis. That's not dinner, it's danger. But there's a way forward. Safer alternatives exist if you still need quick comfort. Evil fire-grilled chicken bowls showcase real grill marks and transparent prep. Healthy Choice Cafe steamers, Alfredo keep ingredients separated in steam packs until cooking. Marie Callender's chicken and broccoli pot pies shift away from dairy-heavy sauces. Amy's Light and Lean Quesadillas provide simple, vegetarian-friendly frozen options. Or skip pre-assembled trays entirely. Trader Joe's pre-cooked chicken strips tossed with jarred Alfredo over plain pasta give you control over each step. These swaps rely on simpler handling and clearer labeling, less room for pathogens to hide. So here's the uncomfortable truth. Your freezer isn't a vault of safety. It can house Trojan horses dressed in Alfredo sauce. The real question is whether Walmart and its suppliers will clean up their act, or whether the next easy dinner is waiting to betray you too. Now let's hear it from you. Did you toss a tray of Alfredo after the recall? Did it feel like losing a safe shortcut, or was it the wake-up jolt you needed? What frozen fixes do you trust to deliver comfort without hidden risk? And do you think big box retailers will finally learn, or are we doomed to keep rolling the dice with dinner? Number 5. Beef stew. A can of Dinty Moore beef stew from Walmart looks harmless enough. It's the pantry's safety net, something you can open when you're too tired to cook, when your budget won't stretch for steak, or when you just need that nostalgic comfort of meat and gravy. But in May 2025, the illusion cracked wide open. Hormel Foods yanked back over 256,000 pounds of its beef stew in a Class 1 recall, the most severe level. After wood fragments were found lurking inside, that's not seasoning, that's sabotage in a can. Think about it. 3 separate consumers lodged complaints, and that tiny number was enough to ignite a recall spanning the entire nation. Class 1 isn't some minor typo. It means serious health consequences or death are possible. The USDA's Food Safety and Inspection Service confirmed the recall, broadcasting it to anyone willing to listen. The cans were stamped best by February 2028, giving them years of shelf life, quietly sitting in pantries, waiting to betray the very people who trusted them most. Now imagine being elderly, retired, or on a fixed income, opening one of those cans for dinner. You're not expecting splinters that could slice your gums, lodge in your throat, or tear at your digestive tract. That's not dinner, it's a covert attack. For people already struggling with fragile immune systems, a splinter isn't just painful. It could spiral into infection, hospital bills, or worse. This goes beyond physical risk. It's emotional betrayal. You thought pantry staples were sacred, untouchable. You gave them trust because they were supposed to be safe. Instead, they turned out to be riddled with silent landmines. It's like discovering your family quilt has barbed wire woven inside. Unexpected, cruel, and unforgivable. So what can you trust? Better options exist. Progresso vegetable soup in clear glass jars where you see every chunk. Campbell's Chunky Chili with beans, a tested canned classic with far stricter oversight. Hormel Completes chicken and dressing, microwave meals made to order. Libby's Beef Pot Pie, a frozen option where every ingredient is visible before it goes in the oven. Or Amy's Organic Soups, BPA-free containers, vegetarian, and easier on digestion. These are comfort foods that won't slip wood into your spoon. Here's the unsettling truth. Opening a can of stew should never feel like pulling the lever on a booby trap. Yet Walmart shoppers were forced to wonder if their dinner had turned into a Russian roulette of splinters. So I'll ask you, did you check your pantry for ticking cans? Do you still trust what's stamped with a shelf life of 3 years? Or is the recall proof that even our most basic foods have been compromised by shortcuts? Number 6. Turkey bacon. You toss a pack of Oscar Mayer turkey bacon into your Walmart cart, thinking it's the better choice. Lighter than pork, cheaper than fresh cuts, and convenient for mornings when your body aches more than your wallet. But by July 2025, that cellophane-wrapped promise turned into a nationwide alarm. The USDA's Food Safety and Inspection Service announced a Class Y recall. Yes, the most severe, pulling back more than 367,000 pounds of Oscar Mayer turkey bacon original. Production dates ran from late April to mid-June, and the reach wasn't just Walmart shelves in Ohio or Texas. It spread to Hong Kong and the British Virgin Islands. What was marketed as fully cooked turned into a fully loaded Trojan horse. The enemy? Listeria monocytogenes. It doesn't creep in politely. It storms your system, preying on the elderly, pregnant women, and immunocompromised folks. Those same groups who lean hardest on affordable groceries are the ones most at risk. There may not be confirmed cases yet, but Listeria's incubation is slow and cruel. You can eat it Monday and be flat on your back by Wednesday with fever, chills, confusion, or worse. The CDC estimates around 1,600 infections and 260 deaths each year in the US. That's not statistics. It's the chilling truth that a breakfast shortcut can become an obituary. Why should this shake you awake? Because turkey bacon is supposed to be a budget hero. A quick protein fix for retirees and working families stretched thin. When that hero turns out to be contaminated, it's not just a recall, it's a betrayal of trust. The very thing that was supposed to stretch your grocery money ends up stretching your nerves, your health, and maybe your hospital bill. But you're not helpless. Safer options exist. Applegate Naturals. Uncured. Turkey bacon comes from US raised turkeys with minimal processing. Butterball. All-natural turkey. Bacon follows stricter US controls. Jenny O. All-natural turkey bacon offers vacuum-sealed clarity you can actually see. If you're open to pork, Duke's Hickory Smoked Bacon. Ditches nitrates and the turkey bacon recall baggage. Or try Alfredo Applewood Smoked Turkey Bacon, a smaller brand with tighter supply chains. Each swap represents transparency over trickery. So here's the emotional twist. You thought your fridge was stocked with safety, but the truth slipped in under the label. Breakfast shouldn't double as a gamble with bacteria. The real decision is yours. Cling to convenience or demand accountability. Now it's your turn. Did you dump your turkey bacon with shaking hands? Which alternative makes you feel safe without breaking your budget? And do you believe Walmart and Big Food will ever earn back the trust they've just fried to a crisp? Number 7. Ice cream. On a sweltering summer day, nothing feels safer than tearing open a brightly wrapped paleta, La Michoacana or Helados Mexico, thinking it's harmless joy on a stick. But by late July 2025, that illusion melted. Tropical Foods pulled back multiple frozen bars after discovering a dangerous omission. Milk, a major allergen, was inside the product but never declared on the label. For anyone allergic or intolerant, that wasn't just a typo. It was Russian roulette in the freezer aisle. This recall wasn't small. It swept nationwide, with Walmart and Dollar Tree among the retailers caught in the crossfire. 14 products were implicated, each one missing the word milk on its allergen statement. That might sound minor, but milk is among the big 8 allergens responsible for 9 out of 10 allergic reactions in the US. One consumer even reported illness linked to these bars. Think about that. Someone's sweet relief turned into a medical episode. For seniors, those with asthma, or folks living with fragile immune systems, even one mistaken lick could spiral into hives, swelling, breathing problems, or worse. What makes this betrayal sting harder is its disguise. Paletas are marketed as cheerful, affordable indulgences, something you can hand to a grandchild without second thought. Instead, the packaging played hide-and-seek with truth. And when you live paycheck to paycheck, there's no room for ER bills triggered by a mislabeled treat. It's not just a recall, it's a gut punch to the fragile trust older Americans place in affordable joy. So where does safety live? In brands that are transparent, consistent, and leave no surprises. Bluebell homemade vanilla pints spell dairy out clearly. Tillamook Premium. Vanilla Bean prints full ingredient lists with visible accountability. Talenti Gelato cups give transparent containers, even offering dairy-free flavors for cautious shoppers. Enlightened dairy-free bars lean on almond or oat bases with labels shouting, "No dairy." And Haagen-Dazs lemon sorbet skips milk altogether, delivering sweetness without the shadow of betrayal. These aren't luxuries. They're peace of mind disguised as frozen comfort. The lesson? Even dessert can double-cross you. Ice cream should be about brain freeze, not ER visits. So the question lingers. If your freezer aisle can't label honestly, what part of your pantry can you still trust? Number 8. Snack cakes. Hostess ding-dongs were supposed to be the easy joy, foil-wrapped nostalgia you could count on, especially for older adults and retirees who stretch every dime. But on August 20th, 2025, that sweet circle of chocolate comfort was pulled into the harsh spotlight. The JM. Smucker Kofcheso, owner of Hostess, issued a nationwide voluntary recall of its ding-dongs and 2-count singles, 10-count cartons, and 16-count family packs. The reason? A mechanical glitch in production allowed mold to grow inside cakes well before their expiration dates. 5 lots, Best by between August 30th and September 3rd, were flagged and yanked from shelves at Walmart and other chains. This wasn't just crumbs on the table, it was a crack in trust. Mold isn't always visible, but it can generate mycotoxins, compounds that trigger nausea, diarrhea, allergic reactions, or even life-threatening illness in frail or elderly people. A Cleveland Clinic expert reminded us plainly, some molds aren't just unpleasant, they're deadly. That means the familiar snack sitting in your pantry could have been less comfort food and more Petri dish. Sweet foil on the outside, fungal party on the inside. For seniors and low-income families, that betrayal cuts deep. A ding-dong isn't gourmet, it's affordable comfort, the sugary exhale at the end of a long day. To have that tiny indulgence collapse into a health scare feels like the rug has been pulled from under the last safe treat. No reported illnesses doesn't equal safety. It only means you might not notice the danger until it's too late. So what now? You still deserve sweetness without suspicion. Safer swaps exist. Little Debbie Swiss rolls with individual wrapping and visible chocolate layers. Entenmann's Little Bites muffins, sold in see-through pouches you can sniff before you bite. Tasty Cake coffee cakes, long-trusted staples in retirement communities. Keebler Fudge Stripes cookies, where any oddity would show up before you dunk them in coffee. Or Mrs. Freshley's iced donut minis, individually wrapped, giving mold far less chance to hide. Each one offers clearer packaging and simpler inspection. Sweetness without fungal roulette. And here's the bitter smile. The treat you trusted to connect you to childhood became a reminder that even comfort food can double-cross you. But the power is still in your hands. You can choose clarity, transparency, and snacks that respect your health. So tell us, did you check your pantry for ding-dongs and feel your heart skip? Which safe alternative still gives you that hug in chocolate form? And do you think snack makers will ever put safety above speed? Or are we bracing for the next moldy deja vu? Number 9. Sausage. That pack of chicken sausage from Walmart probably looked like the perfect answer. Ready-to-eat protein, quick to heat, cheap enough to stretch your budget. But in mid-July 2025, that convenience cracked. Kayem Foods Incorporated recalled ready-to-eat chicken sausages, including products sold at Walmart, after consumers discovered hard white plastic fragments inside. This wasn't a cosmetic issue. It was a Class Y recall, meaning the risk of serious injury was real. Bite down the wrong way, and what should be? Dinner could become a dental emergency, or worse, a lodged fragment in your throat. No illnesses have been reported yet, but the emotional impact hits before the physical. For older adults and retirees, sausage is supposed to be a simple comfort, not a gamble. Imagine sitting down for a quick meal only to question every chew. That's not food. It's fear dressed as supper. And the insult runs deeper. These weren't gourmet imports, they were everyday staples. Families shopping paycheck to paycheck thought they were saving time and money, only to discover their shortcut might slice more than minutes. Foreign matter recalls always sting harder than bacteria because they feel avoidable. A shard of plastic in sausage screams negligence. It tells the consumer the machinery mattered more than your mouth. It's the grocery equivalent of being handed change with counterfeit coins. Tiny, careless, but corrosive to trust. So where do you turn? Safer, affordable options are still out there. Adolph's Chicken and Apple smoked sausage, made with natural casings and fewer industrial steps. Al Fresco original chicken sausage, vacuum sealed with short, transparent labels. Applegate Natural Breakfast Links, uncured and from pasture-raised chickens, visible texture, fewer hidden risks, Johnsonville fully cooked chicken sausage patties, sealed trays that limit cross-contamination, or Trader Joe's naked chicken sausage with clean, uncluttered ingredients. Each of these brands leans on visibility and simpler processing, giving you more confidence in what actually lands on your plate. And here's the twist. Sausage is supposed to symbolize comfort, the filler that keeps bellies warm and wallets steady. Instead, this recall turned it into a punchline for everything wrong with modern food oversight. It's hard not to smirk darkly. Your sausage shouldn't need an x-ray before breakfast, so I'll ask you, did you side-eye your fridge when you heard the news? What brand or backup protein made you feel safe again? And do you see this as a one-time glitch or another warning that the cheapest convenience often costs the most in trust? Number 10. Bread. Bread has always been the quiet backbone of the pantry. Toast for the morning. Sandwiches for the lunchbox. Filler for a dinner you can't afford to stretch any further. But on July 10th, 2025, that comfort was shattered. Lewis Bake Shop announced a recall of about 880 loaves of its artisan-style half-loaf bread, sold through Walmart and Kroger in a dozen Midwestern and Southern states. The reason? Hazelnuts were baked right into the slices, yet the packaging barely whispered a vague, may contain tree nuts. For anyone with a nut allergy, that isn't a warning. It's a loaded trap sitting on the breakfast table. Think of the betrayal here. You grab a loaf believing it's plain bread, maybe for French toast with the grandkids or a cheap BLT after a long shift. Instead, you're ambushed by nut fragments your body isn't ready for. One bite could mean swelling, hives, or a dash to the ER. And for older adults or folks on fixed incomes, that emergency room bill can be the difference between paying rent and going without. Bread isn't supposed to gamble with your life. It's supposed to anchor it. This isn't a quirky one-off mistake. It's negligence disguised as normal. Bread is sacred, a staple you don't question. To discover it harboring a hidden hazard feels like being blindsided by a trusted neighbor. That loaf became a Trojan grain, dressed up in artisan clothes while hiding a potential allergen ambush. So what's left to trust? Alternatives that wear their truth on the label. Dave's Killer Bread 21. Whole grains and seeds prints bold allergen statements. Arnold/Ora wheat, honey wheat keeps its list simple, nut-free, and transparent. Sara Lee 100% whole wheat is consistent year after year, no hazelnut surprises. Dave's Good Seed shouts its safety as loudly as its marketing. And Nature's Own 100% whole wheat remains soft, budget-friendly, and clearly labeled. Each gives clarity where Lewis Bake Shop dropped the ball. And here's the sting of irony. Bread, the symbol of daily survival, turned into a hidden threat. It's not just sloppy packaging. It's doughy deception. But the choice is still yours. You can demand honesty, read labels like a detective, and refuse to let staples stab your trust. So tell us, did you check your bread stash and feel that gut drop panic? Which safe loaf gave you back comfort without hidden hazards? And do you think supermarkets will finally learn? Or is this just the next normal in a food system gone careless? When everyday groceries betray trust, our only defense is awareness. Subscribe now. Demand safety, share truth, and protect futures together.
Thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our daily content. Now feel free to check out some of the newest and best videos currently showing on your screen. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.